Buddy. I'm just gonna be hanging out here. I'm burning a master disc for Jomo and the Possum Posse live at the Highball. That was a good record. I'm real happy we got to make that. We've already done a couple of CDs. This is the Best of Freeform Fridays 2016. We put that out in January. This came out in March. Sounds in Between. It's a good record. They're all good records. If you're joining, I'm going to pull up chat on this machine so I can monitor chat while I do this. But I'm sitting here at 36%, and I figured it would be an interesting idea to have a frank conversation about whether or not a record label still matters today. The long and short of it is, it depends. Like, that's the answer every lawyer gives to every question, right? It depends. But the reality is, for some artists, it certainly matters, and for others, it really, really doesn't. If you already got 10,000 fans and you're able to sell 1,000 copies by yourself without any trouble, go for it. Go for it. I want you to. I hope you do. I really do. But a lot of artists, they can't crowdfund their record. They can't seem to get all that going. I'm going to have to turn my volume off on this machine or we'll get some echo. So I'm going to sit here and hang out with you guys while I'm waiting on this render to happen. So let's talk about what a record label really is and what it does. And then we'll talk about why that's still important in an era where you can make a record on, nothing. I just want to take a quick minute and get a link out to the YouTube Army, these guys are great. I want to make sure everybody can jump in and have a conversation here with me. YouTube Army. Small YouTuber Army, there it is. My favorite group on Facebook, aside from Synth Memes. Am I working and live streaming too? Yeah. So when I'm working, I hit these points where I kind of have to let the machine do its thing, and I can turn off this while I'm doing this. While I do this, I can really only do a couple of things other than wait for the computer to render. So I figure I've got about 30-40 minutes, because this is an hour-long DVD. Come say hi, ask questions. I'm live. Post. So, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for leaving a comment and hitting like. That's really cool of you. Thank you. I don't know if I need to leave this window open then, because I just saw your comment pop up. So yeah, right now I'm totally letting a render happen for Jomo and the Possum Posse. It's pretty good looking. Let me turn you around here. See? Once that renders, we're currently at 38%. Hard to see it with the shades. But once this renders, I have to stick a DVD in, and then I have to let that burn. And then I got to get back to doing some other work. I've got to do some graphic design work tonight, and I got to do layouts because this DVD's coming out. So stop by, say hi, tell a friend what we're up to. These do make good Christmas gifts. We are getting these out for Christmas. If it's just me hanging out by myself, I might eventually start practicing. Probably not. So let's talk about it. Do record labels still matter? Yes, they do. Not for everybody. If you've already got an audience, they don't matter at all. If you're not able to find a record label that will work with you, then you don't need one. You can do it yourself. Record labels help. And that's the idea. They should help. Not take over, not do everything, but just help. So if you can get a record label that will help you market your music, get it in front of people's eyes who don't know who you are, that's an important step. That's really what a record label does, is our job is really to bring it out to the market and help other people discover it. So leave me a comment, and maybe I'll pick a comment and give some stickers out. What do you say? Because we do stickers, right? I do stickers, I make records. Right now I'm finishing up the 2017 catalog for the Christmas season. They make excellent stocking stuffers. Welcome, welcome, howdy, howdy. So for everybody who's new, go ahead and leave me a comment. Just let me know who I'm talking to, because it's a quiet, interesting conversation about why record labels still matter. So the record label functions for 3 reasons. The first is that a record label will help you make the music sometimes. Most independent record labels can't really help you make the music. They do what's called a P&D deal. It's called pressing and distribution. With that, it's pretty easy to understand that what that means is that you have to bring the audio. You have to bring the complete work to them, and then they go, yes, we'll make the copies and we'll sell them. And in terms of making the copies in 2017, digital distribution's a thing. You can do it by yourself. But they will help market it. So the first part is they will help make the music sometimes. They will help market it and find the audience, and they will handle the individual sales of it. For a lot of independent musicians, if you're just selling them out of the trunk of your car, you don't need it, but it's nice to have some support. Like I do a lot with my guys. We on Sounds in Between, Serhat's borrowing my bass because his bass got tied up in customs. So hey, you need the label to step in. Here you go. Here's an instrument to play. You need somebody to help you get word out. That's what a label does. If you need, I've had to help out providing equipment to guys. I've lent out instruments and things to my guys and my gals. Millicent's record's really good if you haven't heard it. I left a link in the description with all of our music. You can check it out. Everything's for sale. I will have physical copies available on that link probably next week. Well, definitely next week. We're having a big release party on December 14th at the Carousel Lounge in Austin, Texas from 9 to 12. If you want to come out, it's $10 at the door. It's all ages. I'm checking IDs at the door. But you can hang out, get a copy of whatever you want, and if you bring a significant other, you don't have to get 2 copies of the same thing. I'm going to have 4 or 5 different things for sale that night. So that's what a record label does. Does it still matter? Yeah. Having somebody else help promote your music matters. Having somebody else help manufacture the copies, the physical copies for sale, matters. Having somebody help you get everything online and getting all your stuff together, because it's a tremendous amount of work bringing an album to market. It probably takes me 15 hours of work on top of the production stuff to bring it out to the market. And taking that off your plate helps. Another way that a record label helps is with booking. We're not great at helping everybody book. We're working on it. But when the record label reaches out and says, hey, there's this great artist you should have play, that carries a different weight than, hey, I'm great, you should have me play. So that's why it all helps. You add the gravitas of having the record label helpfully get you some additional press and some additional attention, and more importantly, just handle the nuance of marketing a record and dealing with all of that nonsense. And I'm a musician. I happen to have a record label, and I hate this part of it, but I work really hard at spreading the word. So, yeah. So, there's got to be questions. Leave me a comment. What are your questions? That's what I'm curious about. Show. I can't easily see the chat history. This is weird. Let's see. Can I get this up and out? Can I watch it from the computer here? Oh, it's so much work. So I work constantly, and I just plug away at it. Oh, hey, Jared. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I should continue going on. I mean, it's just you and me hanging out. You kind of know my deal. So I think maybe I'll go flip over to Instagram and see if anybody's hanging out there or what. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. And I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.